This episode sponsored in part by Lucky Duck Games. Check out their game, Chronicles of Crime.
Welcome to Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Today I'll be talking about board games launching the second half of May on Kickstarter. Congratulations to the winner of Codenames Duet from the last video. If you missed it, your name is in the description of this video. We have another game to give away. It is Herbaceous Sprouts from Pencil First Games. They actually have 100 Torii, which is launching the second half of May, and we'll talk about that during the video. And I did want to mention our Facebook page called the Board Games Launching on Kickstarter. We'd love for you to join us, and we talk about all these games that we talk about on this video. So check out the Facebook group called Board Games Launching on Kickstarter. I'll put the link to that in the description of this video too. Let's get started on today's video.
Boombox Games launches MegaMetro City on May 15th. It is a co-op fighting game for 1 to 4 players. Also on May 16th, we'll see Halls of Horror, a game for 1 to 4 players that uses simultaneous action selection. It takes about 60 to 90 minutes to play. On May 20th, Grumpy Owl Games launches Untamed Feral Factions, a card drafting game for 2 to 3 players. Also on May 20th, we'll see Omicron Protocol from Dead Alive Games, a co-op game for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 45 to 90 minutes to play. These next few launch on May 21st. Pencil First Games launches the 100 Torii. It is designed by Scott Caputo, and the artist is Vincent Dutray. It is a set collection tile-laying game for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 45 to 60 minutes to play. Tasty Minstrel Games is launching a deluxeified version of Dragon's Interest, a game for 3 to 5 players. Deep Water Games launches Sovereign Skies, an area control set collection game for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. Tabula Games launches Icaion, an engine territory building resource management Euro game for 2 to 4 players. In the game, you become a seeker, an expert adventurer, sent out by the organization to hunt for treasures, quome, relics, and artifacts from ancient times. There will be more than 70 highly detailed miniatures, as well as a unique 100 millimeter tall Colossus miniature. And you can combine this game with Mysthea for a co-op experience called The Fall. Chip Theory Games launches a Too Many Bones expansion called Splice and Dice. It will include some bundles with old content, as well as an all-in pledge to get the complete Too Many Bones collection. The Goblin King is Angry is launching. It's a competitive cutthroat co-op game for 3 to 6 players in which they're taking on roles of unique goblin generals, sending out hordes or goblins at the human castle that's at the center of the board to be the last player to topple it and gain the king's favor. It's taking the tower defense genre and turning it on its head. On May 22nd, Ninja Star Games launches Construction Fever. It's a press your luck auction bidding game for 3 to 5 players. On May 24th, Vesuvia Media launches Monstro City. It's a co-op dice rolling game for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play. On May 25th, Bard Games launches Fickle. It's a game for 3 to 5 players that uses hand management, press your luck, and set collection. On May 27th, Stronghold Games with Portal Games launches Stronghold Undead, the second edition. It's a rebalancing of the original Stronghold Undead expansion. Also on May 27th, Too Fat to Fly launches Trouble in Templetown, a co-op game for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 45 to 90 minutes to play. The Sadler Brothers are back again, designing a new game called Alter Quest. It's for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 30 to 90 minutes to play, and published by Blacklist Games. It's coming on May 28th to Kickstarter. This is inspired by the modular deck system that was introduced in Street Masters and Brook City. This game is an epic fantasy adventure game that provides a deep game experience, whether as a one-off game or an engrossing campaign. We were also able to interview the Sadler Brothers on our podcast. Check out episode 90. Bad Cat Games brings a revised version of Gladiators Blood for Roses on May 28th. It's a swift playing card combat game of rival gladiator schools. Every Gladiators card set is a unique selection of combat moves that chain in sequence with your opponent's choices in a deadly duel of strike and counter-strike. Also on May 28th, we'll see Wizard Thieves, a pattern recognition memory game for 2 to 4 players. And these next few will launch the end of May sometime. Dig your way out from Borderline Editions. You play the role of an inmate trying to escape from prison. You're being the first prisoner to dig your hole, craft tools with salvaged materials, buy them with cigarettes, or extort them from other players. The main goal is to reach the required tunnel points, which is going to change depending on the number of players, and that's going to be representing the progress of your tunnel. Button Shy Games launches Tussie Mussie, a card drafting game. It's based on a Victorian fad that assigned meanings to the flowers that friends and lovers exchanged. Daggers High is a card drafting hand management game for 1 to 5 players. And I had mentioned the Sailing toward Osiris expansion called Pharaoh's Pyramid a couple videos ago, but Daily Magic Games had to push it back until the end of May or even beginning of June. There will be a Company of Heroes board game based off of the video game, a World War II strategy game. We'll see a game called Cover Your Creatures. And Grey Fox Games will be launching After the Empire, a worker placement game for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 80 to 160 minutes. So it looks like a heavier type of game.
So from this list, Tantrum House will be putting out some videos. 100 Torii. Dragon's Interest is actually already live from Will and Sarah. Icaion. The Goblin King is Angry. And Altar Quest. So how can you enter for a chance to win this copy of Herbaceous Sprouts? Well, there are a lot of nature-themed board games that came out recently. Do you have any favorites? Or do you want to play any of them that you haven't played yet? In the comments below, tell me about that. Or you could always tell me about some of your favorite games from the list from this video. Well, thank you for watching this video, and we would love for you to subscribe to Tantrum House and watch out for all the other videos that are coming soon.
This episode is sponsored in part by Colossal Games. You can pre-order Terrors of London on their website.